Today we're going to talk about the use of mirrors, how you should use the mirrors, when you should use the mirrors and which mirrors to use at certain times. Now I'm going to do some commentary driving where I will drive along and I will point out the hazards ahead and also the other reasons why I may need to check the mirrors, and we'll talk about which mirrors we will check, and as I'm driving along you'll be able to see how often I check the mirrors and for what reason. So as always, when we're moving off we prepare with a little gas to the biting point, observe all around. We're checking the mirrors as part of the prepare, observe, manoeuvre routine, and most importantly that blind spot. It's quite hard to see because there's a car stuck out behind me, so I'm just going to have to keep an eye on this mirror as I'm starting to move out. I am going to give it a signal and then I'm just looking, keeping an eye on the mirror, making sure no one's coming out, and then we're driving on. So first reason to check the mirrors, I'm going to turn right, so I check the interior and right mirror, signal right, get the position and the speed. I'm in first gear because I've only just set off. Looking into the road, looking up the road. I can get out before the silver car. I'm just holding it on the biting point. Just going to check this right door mirror to make sure no one's coming past me, and then I'm going to turn and into this road. Now straight away there's parked cars, so I'll check the mirror, check the right mirror, go around past the parked cars. I'm looking up the road, seeing what's going on. I'm going to go past this road on the right. It's worth checking again, just seeing what's happening behind me. I'm going to pull back over to the left, so interior and left mirror, and then I'm going to follow the road ahead of this junction, but I can see a lot of children, so check the mirrors again, interior and right and left, sorry. Slowing right down. See a lot of children around doing the cycle proficiency, so I just need to be very aware of them. Child coming, I'm just going to wait for him, give him time to turn, looking both ways. Looks like there's enough room now. Child there, I'm just going to check the mirrors and give him plenty of room. Also I'm passing these cars, so I don't have to do it again, I've just done it, but we just need to keep checking those mirrors. Now I'm going to check the interior and left mirror, moving back over. I'm going into second gear now. Round this bend, check the mirror, still no one behind me. Right mirror because I'm going round to the right, that's before change of direction. Once we've straightened up in the new road, I'm going to check the mirror, interior, check the left one, just get my position in the correct place from the curb. And this is a 20-mile-an-hour zone, so I'm going to go into third gear, but I can just drive at around about 20 in third gear, no problem. So I'm checking the interior and right mirror before I pass that tree. I can see there's a parked car again on the right, on the left hand side, so I check the interior and right mirror, move out past that parked car. We're going to turn left at the end of this road, so I check the interior and left mirror, signal left. It was starting to judder, so I put my clutch down. No point in going in a second because I'm about to stop. I'm stopping at the junction. Now I can see it's clear to the right, so I can go. And once I'm in the new road, check the mirror before accelerating. So I'm checking the interior mirror every time to make sure I know what's happening behind me. Now I'm approaching these lights, that means I'm going to be slowing down because they're on red. I check the mirror, I check the right mirror, they are coming up the side of me, so I'm going to slow down using the brake gently. Again, it's starting to judder a little, so I'll put the clutch down. I know I'm going to need first gear, so I'll select first gear before we stop, and then anticipate that that's going to change. It does. The car wants to turn, so I'm just checking the mirror to see what's behind me. Checking the right hand mirror, making sure no one's coming up the side of me, and then up into third. Another check of the mirror just as we're accelerating up to the speed limit of 30. Now I'm scanning the road as I drive. I'm looking around to see what's happening. I see a couple of parked cars on the left. Doesn't look like there's anyone in them cars. I can't see any reverse lights. Cars on the right, people getting into cars. Check the mirror, interior. I'll check the right mirror, make sure no one's coming past me on that side. You can see there that someone did pull in. Again, looking up the road. Now there's a sign here, it tells us that there's a school up here. So I'll check the mirror, see that there's no one behind me just yet. They're not that close anyway, they're quite far down the road. So we're just continuing along. I'm watching out for school children coming out the sides and the exits. Now further up I can see a man walking his dog. It doesn't look like he's developing into a hazard. I'll check the mirror anyway, see what's happening behind me, just in case the dog gets loose. I don't want to kill any dogs. And then I'm checking the mirror's interior right before going around the right hand bend. Check the mirror there as that van appears on the left. Just in case he just kept going there, I'd have been able to see if it was safe to just avoid him. So I'm going to check the mirrors before signalling left on approach to this mini roundabout. My clutch is up all the way, I'm just waiting for them to get out of the way. Doing a good job. So I'm about to slow down here, check the mirror interior. I can see some very close. I want to keep my braking to a minimum, nice and gentle. So I can see I'm slowing down, the lights are on red, not going anywhere just yet. I'm braking very gently because, as you can see, this car is very close to me and I don't want to get too close to the car in front. I am going to turn left, so I'll check the mirrors and signal left. And then we're going to stop so that we can just see their tyres on the tarmac. It might not look clear on the video, but that's what I can see, their tyres on the tarmac. That way, if they break down, we can move out round this car in front without causing a problem. So the lights have changed to green. I'm going to set off. Because I've waited there a while, I'm going to check both mirrors again, interior and left, before I change direction down this road. Then we're emerging at the end of here. I can look to the right. I've got to give way to these guys. Is that bus coming? No, it's not. I'm just leaning and looking. And then away we go. So here we go down to one lane. I'm going to check the interior and right mirror, make sure no one's coming up the side of me. Just starts to run off down the hill a bit, so just keeping that in check with my brake, making sure we don't go over the speed limit. It is down to one lane now, but it's quite a wide lane. So I'm just keeping an eye on the left and right mirrors and the interior, just to make sure that no one's going to try and sneak past me. The sign says this road goes back into two lanes, and we can see there's a sign for elderly people, so I'm going to check how close the white car is again. I'm going to stay in the left-hand lane and go past this van. So actually the van's in the way, so I'm going to check both mirrors and signal left to change lanes. And then I'm going down this part here. Again, I'm just keeping an eye on this left mirror to make sure no one's coming up the side of me. And then around we go. Truck reversing, check mirror, interior and right, so we're going out to the right if he stays there. But he's reversed right up. Into third. Car emerging from junction, mirrors around the bend. I've just checked the mirrors anyway. I know there's no one close to me. So down here we've got another bend. The sign warns us of a bend. It's quite a sharp bend, so again interior and right mirror before I go around to the right. See there's a car parked on the bend, so I'm just keeping an eye on this right hand mirror as I go past there, making sure that no one's coming down the road faster than me. Often you will find that people are going faster than you if you're sticking to the speed limit. But you want to make sure you stick to the speed limit and just be aware of them around you. If they get impatient and decide to go around you, the best thing to do is just slow down a touch and let them get past safely. So looking down here, we've got more warning signs of a school. Check the interior mirror, nothing behind me at the moment. Right hand mirror because I'm moving out past the cars. I'm going to slow down a little bit now, so I'm going to check the interior mirror again. I can see a van's just pulled out behind me. I'm going to go into second. Don't have to always go into second in 20 zones, but because it's down a hill, I just want to keep the car from running off too fast. I'm going to turn left at the roundabout, first exit, so both mirrors, interior and left, signal left. I'm in second gear. I can't really see to the right very well, so down into first, nothing coming. As soon as I come around this corner, we've got a set of traffic lights, a pedestrian crossing. Check the mirror, there is a van close, but there's no one wanting to cross, so I doubt they're going to change. But this next set of lights may change. They're on green, there's no queue, they may have been on green for a while. Check the interior and left mirror. I'm going to go left, so I'm going to signal left, down in a second, and you can see they just changed on us. Often lights do that to you. Lights usually change just as you're about to get to them, so be aware of that, anticipate it, and always check your mirror before the change if you can, so that you know what's happening behind, so you can decide whether it's safe to stop. When we're moving off down the hill, I can come off the brake, press the gas, bring the clutch up slowly. A very tight turn, lots of steering on this one. Looking into the road out this side window, making sure it's definitely safe. When we're in the new road, check the interior mirror. The van has followed us. We can see it's getting a little bit narrow up here, but there is enough room. If it's a larger vehicle, I may need to come over to the left, so I've just checked that mirror to make sure there's no one there that's followed me through the junction like a bike. See a cyclist, I'll check the mirror, interior, check the right mirror in case I have to move away from him. He's just sat looking at his phone, I think. So 30 mile an hour road at the moment, just staying. In fact, we're going to fourth gear because looking ahead it's fairly flat. We've got a nice wide road. If I just stay off the gas, just keep it in check, it should stay around 30 mile an hour. We've got a truck coming towards us, checking the mirror. The van behind is not too close, the truck is on this side, he's lighting a cigarette as he's driving along in his council van there. So here we can see just behind the bush it does actually change to 40, we've got a better view on the right hand side. So I'm going to check the mirror to see how close the van is. It doesn't look like it wants to overtake us, so I can start accelerating now and get up to 40. More warning signs ahead. The first warning sign, roadworks. The second warning sign, traffic lights. So check the interior mirror. We're going to check the right hand mirror because we're passing this parked van or truck. Just past the truck there is another sign warning us. It says single file traffic, the road narrows on the right. Now looking at this ahead, it doesn't look too narrow, but you can see that the lights are there, the temporary lights, so check the mirror before slowing, and then we're just coming to a nice gentle stop. Just there. So parking brake on, into neutral. I'm going to relax my feet. So with these temporary traffic lights, they are here because there's roadworks ahead. You can see the blue sign. Do you guys know what the blue sign means? I'll tell you, it means keep left. So we're not going to the right, which we wouldn't do anyway, but the traffic coming towards us has got one that says keep right, so that's why they're coming on this side of the dual carriageway, the central reservation barrier there. So I've no more traffic coming through. I'm guessing that it's going to change soon. I've gone into first gear, I'm getting prepared. Just checking the mirror and seeing this van behind us is very close. Just going to check that right hand mirror, make sure no one's coming up the side. We can see it's changed there. Setting off nice and gently, just keeping an eye on that mirror. Into second. Check the mirror again. This is a 40-mile-an-hour road, but there's this junction on the left, so I'm not accelerating too much because these guys might want to come out. There's no one there. Lights have just changed to green for me, going straight ahead. So again, I'm going to check the mirror. I'm not going to get up to 40 because I'm anticipating that the lights could well change. So I'll check the interior mirror, check the right hand door mirror, come off my gas, and I'm just waiting to see if they do change. If they don't, back on the gas, 40-mile-an-hour road, check the mirror and accelerate into fourth. Now we're going to check the mirror before slowing. Check the mirror interior, start braking gently, down to 30 mile an hour. Fourth will still work at 30 on a flat, no problem. We're going to check the interior and right mirror before passing these parked cars. The cyclist is in his cycle lane quite far away, but you can see I've come quite far out away from these cars. I don't want their doors to open. We need to keep a good clearance, at least a door width. If the door does open, then we won't hit it. But there's a van coming towards us, so check the mirror. I'm just going to have to move over a little bit, so check that mirror as well. Check the mirror interior. You can see this bike wants to come past. I'm going to check the right hand mirror. Plenty of room for me, but not for him. We've got a bridge here, so I'll check the interior mirror. It's a potential hazard because larger vehicles have to come to the centre of the road to get past it. So I'm looking past to see if there's any larger vehicles like double-decker buses or large trucks. We can see there is a 4x4 turning right here. I'm going to go into a lower gear, but I'm checking the mirror first because I want to slow down. Check the right hand mirror before passing the parked cars. More parked cars on both sides of the road. So again, interior mirror, I can see the van behind me. Let's check the right mirror. I'm slowing down. I've already checked the mirror just now, so I don't need to really do it again. I'm going to go down into lower gear. Seems like we're starting to move off again, so I'll check the mirror before increasing the speed. Check this right door mirror to make sure I'm not too far over. Left door mirror to make sure no one's coming up the side. Check the interior mirror. The lights may change. They didn't, so I'm going to check the mirror again and start increasing speed. Up into third once we're above 20. More parked cars, interior right mirror before we move out. Got to make sure there's enough room for people to come through also. Don't want to get too close to any of these cars ahead of us. But again, interior right mirror before moving out. Check the interior and left mirror before moving back over. Speed limit changes, check the interior mirror, increase the speed. See a hazard ahead, check the interior and right mirror before moving past. We don't want to get too close to this car in front. We need to have a 2-second gap in dry conditions. We're going to check the mirror and slow down, and it's 30 mile an hour zone. We're not going that fast anyway. The vehicle ahead of us is not going too fast. The markings in the road say that we're not allowed to go around over the markings around this bend. Checking the right mirror because I want to just make sure nothing's coming past me. And then we come down to a roundabout. At the roundabout I'm going towards Halifax, so I check the interior and left mirror, signal left. Slowing down into second gear, clutch up all the way as we approach. I've got the option now to keep going, so I'm looking to my right. I can see there's a van, but I can get out before it because it hasn't set off. So we can see a sign there, it says cyclist and turn left ahead. It's not really a left turn, but the sign's there. Check the interior and right mirror. Especially seeing as there's two lanes here now merging, so I'm keeping an eye on this right hand mirror, making sure no one's coming up to merge in at the side of me. They can either stay behind me or I can slow down a touch and they can get in front of me, no problem. See, the road now narrows back into one lane. The arrows tell them to move across from the right hand lane, so I'll check the interior and right. I can see someone coming, but they're quite far away. Pedestrian crossing on approach, check the interior mirror, see what's happening. No one at the pedestrian crossing, probably not going to change. Coming around the bend, people emerging from the petrol station, check the interior mirror. Right hand mirror, make sure no one's coming up the side. Left hand mirror, make sure no one's coming up the side. Person wanting to cross, it was all part of the whole process that I did there. Now the speed limit is still 30, we're going up a hill. A couple of signs covered by the trees there. One says queuing traffic possible and a bend, so I'm going to check the interior mirror. I'm going to check the left mirror and the right mirror, make sure no one's coming past. If they are coming past, at least then I know that I cannot change lanes if there is a queue round this corner. So traffic lights ahead, check the mirror, they've just changed, so I've just checked, I can start to slow. I know there's no one really close, but I've got plenty of time to slow anyway, it's nice and gentle. Now we've stopped, parking brake on, into first, and I await the next step. So another school sign there, check the interior mirror. I'm going to check the mirror on the right because there are cars in that lane there to my right. I'm going straight ahead, the markings on the floor say we can go straight ahead in both lanes. Check the mirror before slowing and stopping. So the markings on the floor say that we can go straight ahead in both lanes, but the sign ahead of us tells us that this lane merges back into the right hand lane further up. So I've got to merge in safely. So I will be using the interior and especially the right hand mirror quite a lot. You find people in the right hand lane often want to get in front of you. I need to find a safe time to come across. So I'm checking this right hand mirror. I can see the silver van is staying behind, which is nice. So I can just give a little signal to let him know that I'm coming across. And then we are back merged in turn. Check the mirror because there are a set of lights and a bend. I'm going to check the interior and right mirror before passing the parked car. Interior left mirror before moving back across. Pedestrian crossing, interior mirror. Looking ahead, we've got a sign there, roadworks and road narrows on the right, so I check the interior mirror, check the right hand mirror, keep my position out of this cycle lane. The road narrows on the right for those on the other side of the barrier, which is fine. I'm going to check the interior mirror and the left mirror before slowing down. The left mirror because there could be cyclists coming, and then I realise that our lights are actually on green, so I check the interior and right mirror before increasing speed. Parked cars on the left, interior and right mirror before moving out. I use the signal because there was a car there. Interior left mirror, signal to change lanes again. So this is only a bus lane during the time on the sign. So Monday to Friday, 7:30 while 4, 9:30 and 4 while 6. That's when it's a bus lane. It's going to go back down to one lane now, so check the interior and right mirror and then merge across, no problem. I'm not changing lanes. I'm going to turn left, so interior left, signal left, start slowing down. And then we do this turn there.